Welcome to the coding challenge number 3. So this challenge is going to be very quick and easy one. So this is the challenge 3. All I want you to do is to rewrite the calculating average human function that we wrote in the previous challenge. Now the difference here is that this time you should use an arrow function, that you should use chaining. Now to make this chaining work, just keep in mind the second way that I used in the last challenge to calculate the average. So then, as always, use these test data cases and then try it on yourself. Just pause the video and then after finishing the code, let's back to the video. Now let's grab the code. So this is the second challenge. Let's copy this one, paste here. Let's get rid of all these comments and these two also. Now let's rewrite this function as an arrow function. Paste here. And then so it still takes the ages. And now what it returns is simply the ages. Use arrow function and then give ages. It returns simply the ages and then the dot map method. This map method. Paste here. So this is for calculating the human ages. And then the result of that will be we need to filter for only the adult dogs. That is this. Let's copy this one and then paste here. So this is what we have for now. Now let's give it a save. Let's make it 2. And so now these are the two arrays that we have, one for each function call. Now let's then also calculate the average. So for that, all we need to do is that to use the chain of this method of calculating the average. So let's copy this one and then paste here. Now give it a save and then see the result. So now we get the exact same result as before. And now what's really important to notice here is that this is actually really the only way of calculating the average now. So basically dividing the age by length of the current array immediately here in each of the iteration. So remember that in the last challenge, I first simply added all the values together and then afterwards I divided it by length of the array. So in this case, by the length of the adult array, however, it should not work because there would be no way of knowing the length of the adult's array. So of this result here. Because we haven't stored it anywhere, so you could not do like this, like adults dot length. So here that is adults dot length, that would not work because adults here does not exist anywhere, and therefore we need to take that length from this input here. So this is the fourth parameter which gives us access to the array on which the method is called. And that's the reason why I showed you that in the last lecture, because again this is the only way in which we can now calculate the average. Unless we wanted to do it in 2 steps, my instruction was to really do it all with chaining. And so this is the way to go then. So this is all about this challenge 3. We'll see you in the next lecture. Thank you.